Hey, y'all. Happy Thursday, friend. We back up in this thing this week. We back up in this thing this week. Consistency is something else, but it should not, like, I got to get myself together. So, happy Thursday. Y'all already know what it is. Let me know what you're going to conquer down in the comments. Y'all, happy Thursday, friends. Let me pin this to my page and let me share it to my group right quick. Happy Thursday, friend. How you feeling in your business today, child? My energy is up. I'm feeling good. I know yesterday I got on here, I was super tired. And I end up getting off the show, going to physical therapy. Y'all know I told you I was going to that barbecue place, and I end up getting into bed and going straight to sleep. And I slept I probably fell asleep at like 1:30 and then slept to like 5:30. Woo, child. I was tired. I was so tired. But happy Thursday. I'm obviously well rested, so I'm back up in this thing. So happy Thursday. I want to go through a couple of things that I'm noticing, like when I talk to other coaches, when I talk to peers, and when I'm talking to some of my clients who are having success in their business, meaning that they're able to get more opportunities in person, they're able to get more clients, and they're actually able to grow their income, right? There are three qualities that I'm noticing that they have. These are three really good qualities to conquer, even for myself, right? This is like, I'm noticing, like, making sure that I do all this stuff too. So I just want to talk to some of those things, especially if you're a woman who has a business, you're using online to post about your business. Boy, I got some edge control all on my fingers, child. And my edge control brown, child, so I can feel it in my edges, Lord. But especially if you're a woman and you have a service-based business, and you're mainly using social media to attract people, and your goal is to be able to empower people, lead people, you want to teach and all of those things, but you really want to be able to impact on another level, right, with some next level leadership. Okay, so I kind of want to talk through that. Let me pull up my Instagram so I can make sure I see those comments too. I don't know why this Instagram is lagging so far behind. Oh well. So happy Thursday, y'all. Let's get into today and get into it today. Let's talk about these three qualities. So three qualities that I'm noticing for women service-based businesses who are having success with hosting events, getting clients, and growing their income. Okay. So the first one is that they actually reach out to people. I feel like the biggest thing to conquer when you have a service based business and you're doing your stuff online is that you think that if my content was just cute enough or amazing enough, then everybody would come to me and I would be rich and story over, right? And I don't want to say that that's completely false because some people get to a point where their audience is so connected, so engaged, there's so many people that when they post something or they drop something, people reacting by. But if you're still on the journey of getting there and that's not your current reality, what I'm finding is women, especially coaches or service-based women who are super successful behind the scenes in their business, they're reaching out to people for opportunities. They're not just saying, well, my strategy is I'm going to post 8 times today. Right. They're saying, I'm going to post 8 times, plus I'm going to reach out to 8 organizations, plus I'm going to reach out to 8 old customers, plus I'm going to reach out to 8 podcasts. Right. They actively reach out to people, actively engage in conversations, engage in DMs, and they're not afraid to ask for opportunities for collaborations. Okay. So that's something that I feel like conquering that was such a big deal to me. And I feel like, no, I can't say I feel like, I remember early on when I was doing content and stuff during the pandemic, and I don't know if you can relate to this, but I was doing content during the pandemic, and I still love like connecting online and stuff. But I couldn't. I was trying to break into a new level. I was getting engagement. I was getting people, but I wanted to be on a new level. And I remember my coach at the time telling me, she was like, "Well, you don't reach out to people." She was like, you just kind of expect to drop something and all of the people run to you. And ever since then, I've realized the importance of reaching out. And I noticed that when I don't reach out, how differently my sales are, how differently just everything is about my business, my events, my consultations, just everything is so different when I don't reach out. And so I talked about this at Conquering Cocktails, which is our networking event that we do. We had one here in Dallas this past Saturday. Shout out to y'all. And I always talk about, and I want to be forefront about this idea of putting something together, your business, your idea, you're super passionate about it. And people are, I don't want to say people, a few people, there are a few ladies, well, more than a few, okay, that are deathly afraid to reach out to people because they know that they will be rejected. Deathly afraid to reach out because they know that they will be rejected. And for some people, oh, I don't want to do that because I don't want to like shit on nobody. But for business owners, if you're a small business owner, you created something from the belly, like burning in your belly or whatever, please understand something about breaking into a new level for your business. You will be rejected and people will say no. And that has nothing to do with you suck. That has nothing to do with your website. It ain't got nothing to do with, oh, you ain't worth it. Like people will reject that idea simply because you're not going to have a 100% shot rate. So if the idea is if I'm pretty enough, if I'm good enough, if I'm consistent enough, people won't reject me and they're going to like this. That's just not the reality for any business, even a big business, right? Some people like McDonald's, some people don't. Some people shop at Target and some people don't. Like there's going to be a pool of people that don't want this, don't need this, and don't care about this. And the faster that we can realize that, especially as a small business owner, you at the house after your 9 to 5, you working, you grinding, you putting all your paycheck money into this thing and you love it to death. The faster you understand that I'm going to be rejected, everybody ain't going to be up for this, you'll be ready to break into a new level. It literally happens in my DMs every day. People are like, no, I'm not interested. I don't want to come to Conquering Cocktails. I don't want to do this. I don't want your services. I get it all the time. But for every couple of no's, what we also get somebody saying, absolutely, this is perfect for me. I love this. Oh my God, thank you for reminding me. Oh, I just bought my ticket. Oh, I can't wait to do this. Oh, I just booked my call. Reaching out, understanding that you're going to be rejected, but also understanding that that's going to be your fastest path to yes is something that I've noticed in women that are winning. They are cool with somebody saying no. They're cool with the rejection, cool with being declined. Okay. So I don't know what I can't I can't say I don't understand the whole fear of rejection because I get it, but I feel like that's something that I had to conquer to even be halfway able to to do this. Like for real. And y'all know I've said this a couple of times, but as a business owner, if you're not hearing a lot of no's, you're probably not hearing a lot of yeses either. Or the only yeses you're hearing are from random yeses. Actively go after the no so that you can actively get the yes. Okay. So if you're not hearing a lot of no's, people are not telling you no on a daily basis, then well, I don't know if we're giving them a chance to say yes either, child. Okay. What's up, Erica? Shout out to you, friend. I just love Erica so much. Erica, please drop the details for the cruise. I need to share them to my groups and stuff because, girl, that seems like a time, honey. You know, I don't mind being on some water, especially if they got guys' burgers. Them guys' burgers be tasting like, yeah, girl. First thing I do on the ship. Hey, Rashana. She says, good morning. Hey, ladies. Hey, girl. Good morning. Eric and Rashawn, I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this because I've been talking about the 3 qualities that I'm finding that are consistent in ladies that are not only showing up online, but they truly doing their thing behind the scenes. They're getting clients, they're getting customers. And the first thing I talked about is that the fact that they reach out to people. They don't just sit and wait. Judea said, it is. Okay, baby, it ain't nothing like going out there for what's the little safety drill they call? Child, I hate that part. I be like, listen, if it's a catastrophe, girl, y'all might as well just push me on off the Lido dick because I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I love a little cruise and a little guy's burger, baby. Them burgers be hitting. Have y'all had one? Baby, them burgers on them cruises get down. But I haven't been on a Carnival cruise in a while. I really haven't. I've been on a few. I've been on a few, but I ain't been in a minute. I know I definitely haven't been in a while. But I remember them burgers like yesterday, girl. Give me a double, give me a little bit of bacon. Girl, hook me up, baby. I be like, y'all going to the buffet? I'm finna give me a double cheeseburger. Go back to my room, okay? For real. She said, girl, she said, man, I had so many, it don't make no sense, baby. Them things get down. For real. Baby, they get down. Them guys burger on them Carnival Cruise don't play around. I need to open one up near my house. They can close this little sorry Burger King they got over here. They can close the In and Out over here by my house. I'm sorry, y'all, for that guy's burger because they gets down for real. But I remember my favorite Carnival cruises, so off topic, but I remember my favorite Carnival cruise that we went on. We went on the Days of Summer cruise. Woo, child. Have y'all heard of that cruise before? OMG. Me and my husband went on the Days of Summer cruise, and it's a celebrity cruise. Girl, if we had a time or some people. When we got on the boat, we went on the Carnival cruise ship. I feel like we left from Miami for obviously. We left from Miami, and Rashada said, yeah, the burgers are fire, honey. Yes, they are, baby. And you know, I'm like the white folks. I like mayonnaise on my burger. I like mayonnaise. I like onions. You see that cruise line is fire. Oh, girl. So we got on the Days of Summer cruise. Guess who came on the boat right after us? The baby came on the boat. DJ Khaled was there. Post Malone was there. Cardi B was there. And actually, I feel like we stayed on the 8th floor, and the baby actually stayed at the end of our hallway. He had like a security guard outside his door. Girl, when I say that crew, they turned Carnival Cruise up. They didn't sleep. It was 4:00 in the like they didn't sleep, but the cruise was so lit. I mean, literally, Cardi B out there. Is it the Lido deck where you go and like everything out there, like the pool and guys' burgers and stuff like that? Cardi B out there. I'm talking about she turned. They like it was a party. Post Malone was performing. DJ Khaled was like hosting the pool parties. Like that, baby, that cruise was worth every dollar. And when we stopped in the Bahamas, when I say them folks had a party, I ain't never seen, baby. They turned Carnival Cruise upside down. You know, no girl. You know, normally you walk on the Carnival Cruise, they have a little intro music, girl. We walked in, they were like, girl, you're working with them. Yeah, baby. It was a time. She said, yeah, that's the Lido deck. It was a time. That is my favorite cruise of all time. We sitting on the Lido deck and the baby walked by with his security guard. I'm like, oh, we finna have a time, baby. It was a time. I ain't gonna lie. And it was so many like I can't remember who it was. Oh, because it's been some years, y'all. But at that time, I wasn't doing like content and stuff like this, but it was like other influencers, like hair influencers and stuff like that, baby. If you ever see the Days of Summer cruise and you can go, girl, you're gonna have a time, baby. You're gonna have a good time. For real. Okay, let me get back to what I was talking about because I done got way off topic. Okay, so 3 qualities that I'm really noticing are in women that are winning. Women that are getting clients, women that are showing up online, women that are getting invited in person and doing all of the things. The very first thing is that they are reaching out. They are not sitting ducks. They are not just posting and waiting. They're going out to the world and knocking on doors. Rashana said, I get towed up before the ship leave the port, baby. Don't play with me, okay? When the boat move, I need to be moving too, baby. I feel you on that, girl. For real. Then at the beginning of the cruise, child, they lost our luggage. We were still at the bar. No drawers, no swimsuit, no nothing. Okay, but we're here for a good time, not a long time. That was the best cruise I've ever been on in my life. And then Cardi B performed, and baby, they got a helicopter and lifted her on up out there, baby. Like baby, and she was on her way. I said, dang, you ain't even gonna stay on the ship with us and eat a little burger. Okay, so the very first thing is that these women reach out. Okay. They're not sitting and waiting and thinking, oh, if my tech and automation is just the best in the world, I'll be rich. Okay. They're understanding that conversations move the needle, networking moves the needle, trust moves the needles, and follow ups move the needle. Y'all believe in follow ups? Put follow up in the comments. Y'all already know how we get down. Y'all know we have follow up Fridays. Fridays, people get paid, and Friday, you only be creating no content. You need to be going through and following up with people. I would rather you not post on your page on Fridays and instead go talk to 30 people. Seriously. Okay. The second thing is that they have a detailed process. What do I mean by a detailed process? I feel like this is so key. And this is where I think that all of us, and y'all know I love a good 9 to 5. Shout out to a good 9 to 5. But I feel like this is where we can learn from our job so much in order to treat it. Your job is a paid internship before you start your business. Okay. It is a paid internship. Every job you've ever had, whether you've worked the drive through at McDonald's or you've been the director of accounting somewhere, there is a process. There is a SOP. There is something that says, hey, this is where we start. This is where we end. This is how we do it. This is how we, okay? A process where you say, hey, I take my people from here to here to here. Now, let me tell you what some details about this, okay? This doesn't mean that you spend 6 months detailing what your offer or program is or what your automations are. When I say detailed process, I don't mean, okay, well, let me go set up my automations. Let me go set up my Zapier. Let me go do this. Setting up all the automations with no people to go through it. I mean the detailed process on how to get people and how to keep people. So that means, hey, when I need to get people, this is my 5-step process. If I need to keep people, this is my 5-step process. When I need to upsell people, this is my 5-step process. When people think they're done with my program, this is my 5-step process. When people are truly done and they need to offboard, this is my process. Like, what is the step that you just push multiple people through? Because I'm going to tell you, I feel like I spent too much time doing automations in my business before I was ready. Can anybody relate to me? Don't have me out here by myself. I feel like there were too many times where I spent time on automation. I'm talking about I'm talking about doing automations and got 3 clients. Why is you automating something that can send out 6,000 emails at one time and there's 4 people in this funnel? Girl, be for real. You said I tell myself for real. So now when I'm saying detailed process, I'm thinking more like, and y'all know I have shown y'all what I mean when I say process, especially if y'all inside the Conquer Club. I want to see if I can pull this up. I don't want to show any sensitive information, but I want to kind of show y'all what I mean when I say detailed process, okay? Because I want to give a little tea. Dang, I don't want to show people's name though. Yeah, I don't want to show people's name and stuff, so I can't really show y'all how I got it. Okay, so let's say I'm a coach, for example. Where should I spend my time with my process? I think that let's do green flags and red flags, okay? So a green flag of productivity, if you're like, hey, I want to outline my processes, this could be this is my suggestion. My suggestion is that you focus on getting 3 to 5 people to test what this process looks like. I would not start with, oh, well, let me go get an email thing and let me go get a Zapier and let me go get what people like Dubsado and baby, business bills be $300 a month. Good. I would rather you go get 3 people or 5 people and say, hey, let me see what it actually looks like to work with somebody to do the actual work, and let that be as the ultimate baseline on what my process looks like. So I know that they need some type of onboarding, right? Even before onboarding, once they book a call, what does the book the call process look like? Well, I'm going to touch base with them every day until that leads up to the call. Boom, that's one process. After that, they onboard. Well, when they onboard day 1, I'm gonna send them a welcome email. Oh, she had a question about her payment. So now maybe I should make sure I include that with the onboard. Like, you start to actually learn what it means to actually work with people instead of sitting around for 6 months creating a perfect theory or funnel with no people going through it. Okay, so you have a process. Okay, what happens when somebody books a call? What happens when somebody onboards? What happens once they're actually working with me? Y'all, I'm not mad at having a program. I'm not mad at having a great offer, but I have met 1,016 coaches who spend so much time creating a perfect offer, program, or theory and don't send any people through it. I've seen it 6 million and 3 times. Perfect program laid out through ChatGPT. Not a single soul that's went through it. Not a single soul that has exposed the true gaps, the true needs, the true solutions, or anything. Hey, Boom, she says, what are we talking about? We're talking about a detailed process if you have a service-based business to make sure that you're not just showing up online, but that you're also getting results behind the scenes. Okay. A detailed, like so much automation and no people is a great sign that we need to actually go out and start doing the work. Because doing the work is going to be the number one teacher. People are blown away with how simple my back end is. Once you come into my program, oh, Judea, she said, you punching Gus today. I'm sorry, friend. This why. Y'all know I had my Red Bull yesterday. Today I got my Red Bull good. If you're a coach or a service-based business, I beg you to spend less time on automating this invisible funnel and actually working with people. Actually talking to clients and saying, hey, we're going to work together for 6 weeks. This is what is going to look like overall. This is what I can deliver so that your offer has integrity. And after that, go serve the client. That's going to teach you everything about your process, your offer, your funnel, and automation that you need to know. She says, share. Thank you so much, honey bun. Thank you. Appreciate a little share, girl. Okay. I feel like if you're starting your business and you're trying to get like your first 5, 10, 15, 20 high ticket clients, the best time that you can spend is, and I love ChatGPT. ChatGPT, my therapist, my friend, my doctor, all that. But you will spend you will make way more money and be so much more productive if you actually got 3 to 5 people at a bare bones process than to spend 6 minutes talking to ChatGPT about a theoretical offer, a theoretical program that we've never even funneled one person through, let alone 3, 4, 5. So less time on automation. Sorry, less time on automation, more time actually doing the work with the people. Because if you work with 3 to 5 clients, I guarantee you'll be able to sit down and map out a process and automation so good and so perfect, like you'll be able to knock it out and get it done. She says, Thriving Thursday. And this week has been amazing. Michelle says, don't call me out, Deb. I'm sorry, friend. We got to blame it on the Red Bull today, girl. Yesterday, I was all acting like a little granny because I just had some water, child. But I'm telling y'all, go do the work. If you're a service-based business, I challenge you. Cut down the time that we're spending on this theory, this perfect program, this perfect offer, all of that. It feel good. It feel good. I would rather you say, hey, this is the solution I have. These are the people I'm looking for. I can work with them from about 8 weeks for about 3,000, or I can work with them from about 4 weeks for about 1,200. Like whatever you really own in real life. And I'd rather you just go get the 3 to 5 people and just go do the work. And then after that, put everything you learned in ChatGPT, let that thing spit out and just move on. Seriously. She said you can't stay in ChatGPT and not execute. And y'all know we love chat. Shout out the chat, baby. Shout out the chat. We love ChatGPT. But that's something that I'm noticing from the coaches that are actually making money offline, that I'm working with behind the scenes, the ones that I'm meeting and conquering cocktails. They're actually not so stuck on the theory of an offer. They're saying, hey, I'm going to do the work. Like, there are so many coaches where you meet people where you know for a fact you could help them. Like when I have a consultation, my biggest decider on whether or not I'm going to pitch to them is if I actually feel like I can help them. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can help her. No problem. I can help her easy. And instead of like you gotta trust that. Like when you're like you gotta trust that and be like, okay, this is my price. This is what we're doing. This is what you can expect. I'm gonna send you an email to outline everything out that we're gonna cover and get to it. There's no that perfect program and stuff that comes after you've served 50 people, 100 people. That's when that perfect signature program comes out, not based off theory. But we can theory a program all day and you work with somebody and be like, damn, we ain't even cover 75% of that. Typically what happens? She said perplexity is better though. Absolutely. And you know what? Especially if you're thinking of going high ticket, I'm not mad at that. You can make sure your offer has structure and integrity without overthinking all of the details that they're going to need. Because what I found in coaching, and y'all tell me what y'all think about this, is what I found is my clients can handle 1 to 2 light bulb moments at a time. And I have to have so much space for questions, execution, challenges, their thoughts, their ideas. My clients can't wait to get on the phone and be like, oh, damn, let me tell you. Okay, so Tuesday I went live and I did this and this is what I figured out. And da-da-da-da. So what does this mean when this happened? Okay, well, this person says she like there has to be so much time for that that if I went only by the theory of what I think should be included in my program, I wouldn't be able to deliver on so much of it. You know, so a detailed process. So that's something that I would suggest. And y'all know I always say if you're going to put out an offer, test it, be honest, make sure your offer is full of integrity. And it's going to teach you everything that you need to know about your automations in your process. Okay. All right. So let's reset a bit. Happy Thursday, y'all. We are always almost getting through the week. I'm so excited because we got some fun stuff moving for Conquer. We're going to be hosting another Conquer and Cocktails, which has been long awaited. So I can't wait to share the details about that. I finally got a date, but I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say well until it's out of drop. So we'll be doing Conquer and Cocktails inside the Conquer Club, right? Which is our paid program, our paid membership. We meet every Tuesday. These are the ladies that are conquering together, that are executing together. All of the things that you hear me talk about around consistency and getting leads and showing up and taking accountability and self-awareness. We do that every Tuesday night. And in September, we're going to do Conquer 8. We're together. We're going to get our next 8 perfect clients together. So I'm so excited about all the girls that are inside the Conquer Club. We'll be getting our next 8 perfect clients together day by day. I literally have somebody on the team that's going to be helping us with this to make sure that we get through it. Okay, so I'm excited about that inside the Conquer Club for the month of September. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can DM us the word Conquer Club, and we're going to get right back to you, girl. Okay, we can book you an enrollment call so that you talk about it and see if it's a good fit for you. Okay. All right. So 3 qualities of coaches, my peers, and even what I'm conquering inside of my business to make sure we're not just showing up, but that our businesses are growing, they're thriving. We're getting opportunities offline, which is something that I'm hearing a lot of ladies want. Online opportunities, but more offline opportunities. And of course, the space to be able to expand our clientele and money. So the first one was that they reach out to people. They're not sitting ducks thinking that, oh, if I just put out the perfect piece of content today, people are really going to resonate. They're going to book me and they're going to buy. Okay, we're not doing that. A detailed process. So that doesn't mean we spend a lot of time on theory or what we think people might do or we feel or whatever. We're getting in the mud. We're working with the people with an offer that has integrity, but straight to the point, and then understanding what process needs to be in place. And then the last one that I had, and I was hesitant to go into this one, but I'm going to go into it because I think it's so important with how things are evolving with a personal branding. Personal branding ain't my expertise, but I feel like a lot of the women that I work with, we all use personal branding to grow our business. And that's multiple points of entry. And I want to tell you what I mean by that. You know, I've talked about this on the show before about how in the past in my business, I would get into a season of desperation for sales or desperation for business. And I would think, oh, I got to go all business, no personality, drop the link, drop the call to action, talk about the program, talk about what we're doing, drop the testimonial. And it's just so tunnel vision. And there are no other ways for me to welcome women in. I'm gonna say that again. So I would think in my business, right? I'm service based. That if I want to get clients, if I want to go to the next level, it's got to be business, business, business. Show up, get a tips, show them how you do, show them what you're about, show the testimonials. And I didn't understand that I have to have other doors open, and it's okay to have other doors open in order to get people to come into what we're doing. So, what does that look like? We talked about that on the show. It had to have been Tuesday. We talked about having multiple doors inside your business. So that could be something like this, right? Doing a show, that's one door. Hosting Conquering Cocktails, that could be another door. Speaking at a conference, that's another door, right? So at first, yeah, I remember I told y'all this, that I only had online. That was my only door. So depending if I was showing up, depending if I'm desperate and it's all business, depending if I'm doing something fun and it's more personality, like I only had one door. And what I'm noticing is like the women that are evolving, that are getting more clients, that are really enjoying connecting with their audience online, they have multiple doors. So they may have an event that you can come to, whether that's virtual. They may go and speak in front of other people audiences. That's a door. They may do TikToks or have some type of community. That's another door. They keep multiple doors open for their community, future clients, current clients to come in. And I feel like that's so it's so freeing. It's so good. Gone are the days where we have to box ourselves in order to really do this. So that's what I got. Those are the three qualities. Those are three qualities. And I feel like if you're a woman and you're listening to this and you're a part of our community, this isn't anything you've heard before. But if it's something that you execute on consistently, even little by little, it will make such a big difference. I'm talking about a huge difference. It will make such a big difference. Yep. Okay. So happy Thursday. Y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all are going to be conquering. Thank y'all so much for tapping the screen and enjoying the show. We'll be back on Friday. I want you to let me know what you conquered this week inside your business. Our big thing is we do not want to get to Friday and realize that we didn't conquer anything significant inside of our business. Or we get to Friday and we're still stuck in a rest period. I've been talking about this a lot, how even in me and my season where I had to take a step back, I had to rest. I got to a car accident. My grandma passed away, like whatever, right? I had to go to the doctor. I had a medical event, all this stuff that came crumbling down at one time. And I talk about finding yourself inside a rest period. And if you're like me, where you're finding yourself inside a rest period, y'all know what we say, put a little expiration date on it. Be like, all right, I'm gonna sit in bed today or tomorrow, but Saturday morning I'm back on it. Monday morning I'm back on it. Tuesday morning I'm back on it. A week from Thursday I'm back on it. That way you can rest without guilt, and you have a clear date on when you're gonna jump back in the game. Because if you're out of the game too long, it just looks too heavy to pick something back up. Even stuff that used to be really simple and easy to you, because it's all up here. Okay, so let's get to Friday. Conquer something that's out of your business. You still got time, child. It's Thursday morning. I don't even know if the Cardi B trial started yet. I've been watching the Cardi B trial on YouTube in the background while I've been working. Yeah. So it's Thursday. Okay. Write down what you're going to conquer inside your business today. It could be one or two things, one or two big things if you're about their life, one or two small things if you're just chilling. Okay. So a couple of things that you can use to conquer just from even what we talked about today. The first one was reaching out. Understanding you're going to be rejected, accepting the fact that you're going to be rejected. But I can guarantee if you're getting rejected more, that means you're taking more shots, which means you're getting more reps, which means you're getting more yeses, and you're getting better at it along the way. So even with me, I'm thinking even if I do well, I'm not gonna tell y'all how many we reaching out to because I don't want to be like whoa. But even if you're reaching out to 10 people, right? That's 40, 80, 120, 160 new contacts before the end of the year. We got 4 months left. You think you can't get one out of 160? You don't think you get 10 out of 160? You don't think you can get 20 out of 160? right? So reaching out, that's something you can conquer in your business, right? Stop being scary. Get back on it. Okay. You can do that through Instagram DM. There's your page is already good enough. Okay. Even if you got 2 posts, F it. Okay. A detailed process, right? Service based ladies, we don't have to spend tons of time going into ChatGPT, building out the perfect signature offer if we have no clients. If we have one client, we should be actually doing the work. We should be waist deep, understanding what they need, understanding what questions they're asking, understanding what the process actually needs to look like, because we're working with humans, not just basing it off theory. Now, once you have your couple of test people, you go into ChatGPT, you build out your program, you build out what it looks like, how the emails work, all of that once you've actually had the people and the proof of concept. Because what I don't want us to do is spend so much time putting together this signature program and no people to go through it. I would rather you have the people and you put them on Zoom and in a WhatsApp group and get to it. Okay. So that's it. Y'all are amazing. Do y'all think it's Thursday? You got all day to make something shake today. Don't get to the end of the day today and let life just completely overtake you unless you are in a rest season. Okay. So y'all already know the vibes. We'll be back on the show tomorrow at 11 a.m. CST, 12 for the East Coast girls. I'm gonna hop back into my work day, so I'm gonna get off a little early today. I'm gonna hop back into my work day just because Labor Day is Monday, and I need to make sure I'm ahead of the curve. Because if I don't, I know I'm gonna be towed down Monday. So if I don't get ahead of the curve on my work today, it's over with. We will be so behind next week. So y'all already know the vibes. Make sure y'all conquer something, and see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.
Me, the Conquer Club is a sisterhood. I didn't know a lot of these ladies. I have truly made connections, real friendships, bonds. I've cried with these ladies. It elevated my business so much, just putting a foot on the gas and stomping on necks, like literally. I'm really proud to be a part of this space, and I think this is what entrepreneurs need.